Welcome back to The Pulse, and you can also join the conversation via all our social media handles. It's at JoyNews on TV. You can also tweet at us with the hashtag The Pulse. Also remember, we're streaming live on YouTube. My personal handle is at Nana Aisha. Let's move straight to Kumasi, because the presiding member of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Stephen Ofori, says an impeachment process could be initiated against the new city mayor if he fails to clear the Assembly's 50 million cedi debt. The government reached an agreement with leadership of the Assembly to pave the way for the endorsement of Sam Pyne as Metro Chief Executive. The Assembly members have threatened to vote against the President's nominee if the debt was not cleared.
On the debt issue, President had an opportunity to be interviewed at a Pure FM, and that commitment was made. And when the President speaks, it holds that power. So, and in his attempt, he also sent the regional minister and the chief of staff to come to us to have a dialogue with us that we should hold on to that agitation. After the confirmation, we should have a roundtable discussion to iron all those issues. So now I think the father of the land has gotten to accept our message, and we'll give him some respite for some time to see to as to how best he will respond to that. If he doesn't, certainly we are the Assembly members, we know the way out.
Mr. Sam Pyne, in his acceptance speech, indicated his readiness to partner with all stakeholders for effective management of the city.
In accepting this honor bestowed on me, I would like to show gratitude to the Almighty God, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo my regional minister, my regional chairman and executives of the party, the region, Mr. F.F. Antu, the second vice chairperson of the New Patriotic Party, and all of you who played a major role in this journey, my appreciation to all. I accept and acknowledge the fact that a huge task is placed on my shoulders, but with determination, hard work, and the assistance of all the stakeholders, I'm optimistic of telling a success story at the end of my tenure.
Let's take you live to the Prempeh Assembly Hall in the Ashanti Regional Capital of Kumasi for the very latest. My colleague Nanaya Ojima joins us with more. Nanaya Ojima, tell us how it all went down in the confirmation of Sam Pyne.
It was a very calm atmosphere within the Prempeh Assembly Hall here in Kumasi. Where immediately we went there, we found a number of the Assembly members all seated, and we started as usually with the prayer. I had various dignitaries who were supposed to be in the meeting all coming in and trying to speak to the Assembly members to endorse the nominee of by the government. So the presiding member started, and he spoke to the Assembly members about the debt, the need to endorse the nominee to ensure that the debt is paid. And according to him, they should vote for the nominee on the basis of his competence, and that he believed that if he is elected or endorsed to take the seat of the Metropolitan Chief Executive, he will be able to help them pay the debt. So what he said from the results went down well with the Assembly members, and at a point, it looked like it had been decided. They had decided to endorse the candidate or the nominee before they came in, because from the reaction of the Assembly members, and also from the conversations that went on within the Assembly Hall, the Prempeh Assembly Hall, everything showed that the President's nominee will be confirmed. So at the end of the day, when the Electoral Commission counted the ballots and declared to tell us that Mr. Pyne has been able to secure 55 votes out of the 58 people who showed up to cast their ballot. It wasn't a surprise for the people. Already, people had started jubilating, and everybody in the hall, you could see excitement all over in the hall. It's showing that a lot of people were anticipating the acceptance of the president's nominee.
Looking at the confusion that has greeted his confirmation, how did Mr. Sam Pyne himself respond to this massive endorsement?
So within his acceptance speech, he refused to talk about the issues, that the debts and how they are going to make sure that these debts are paid. But he was happy throughout the process. At a point, you see him smile as the assembly members are called to cast their ballots. He will look at them and glee. Everything showed that he saw that there's a high chance of he becoming the Metropolitan Chief Executive. And afterwards, you could see him going around thanking all of the assembly members. And within his acceptance speech, again, he thanked them and also thanked the president for his intervention through the radio interview he granted on a local radio station, and also by sending the regional minister and also the chief of staff to the presiding member to talk to him about the debt, and assuring them that if the nominee is endorsed, the government through the local government ministry will work together with the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly to investigate the debt itself and find ways of dealing with the debt.
And now Jima is our man monitoring events at the KMA for us.